Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our 5th episode on our Let's Play in Life is Feudal. And if you notice, I've been a little bit busy with my particular skills. As you can see, there's a Bec De Corbin on my back. And as I walk out my hovel, look at what we've built. A big stone house. Check that out. That's 2 stories. I'm going to have a little show of this stone house now. That again, this was built when I wasn't online. I was asleep and this was built. So let's have a little look inside. So let's have a little... Check this out. Apart from the leaves growing through it, we've got one room here, one room here. Two very small rooms, but enough to fit somebody in. A big reception area. We might put a few crafting stations here. Somebody's put their bed in here with their little bark box. Somebody's already occupied that room. We've got a little balcony. Look at that. You can look right out. And soon there'll be like, I don't know what we're going to build over there. I think we're going to build a fort over there. I don't know. But if we go over here, we have a little bit of storage. We come through here. Here's another room. Somebody's occupied it with their bark boxes. We've got another room through here. This is like an open room. Check that out. It goes to the back of the claim. We've also started our stone walls. And if we go over here, this is our other little stone room. And it's got a little panel up here. Unfortunately, we can't close that. I wish we could. So if we go through this one and go up the stairs, this is the loft space. This is probably where I'll be sleeping, because this house holds 16 people, 16 set homes in this area. Okay? So I think I might be taking the loft space. I don't know. I'll talk to the guys about that. They might want me down in the bottom floor. Who knows? Anyway, on with the episode. So today, I think we're going to do a little bit of smelting. Now to do that, you need the following skills. You need to have level 60 in artisan, and you need your materials prep leveled up. The best way to do that is just gather a whole bunch of plant fibre and create a bunch of ropes. That way you can level up your materials preparation. Now, as you can see, I've got 2 furnaces built here. I've also got my furnace and kiln down there as well, but I'm going to build it here because all of my craftables are in these boxes. And we have an anvil and forge right here too. So, let's start by gathering up some iron. Now, I don't know where my guild members put the iron. I think it's down here. Ah, there it is. Look at that. Big wad of iron. So, let's go to artisan, lower the ground. You cannot terraform the land, it's too far away from you. Okay. That's fine. As you can see, my inventory is a wee bit clustered with tools, and as you can see, we have a partisan and a little scimitar, which was a gift from Rendog or Stimp Dog. You'll see him in you might see him in this episode. You might see him in the following episodes where we do a little bit of PvP. Who knows? Okay, we need to lift a wee bit more up. We need at least 90 or 120 maybe. I think we'll get 120. Oh, that was copper. Copper is not the best material to make anything out of. It is purely for, in fact, let's just go with the 60 because iron is the main thing we need here. So let's run up here. And here we have our furnace. Let's manage that. There's 3 charcoal in there already, but that's okay. We need a wee bit more. So that's the wrong one. I think it's this one. But check that out. Check all the blooming charcoal my guildies have made. So if we manage this and use this as our fuel, let's use the bellows 3 times, 4 times to 1,500. Now what this will do is it will start to cook the iron. What you also need is, if you see on my right hand leg, it's like a stick with a little pot on it. That is a crucible and stick. A crucible and stick. And basically what that does is the first primitive method of smelting iron. Now, I also need a stick, which I think I do have. I do have a stick. There, it's there. It's what kind of quality is it? Quality 100. We did find a 100 quality tree a wee while ago, but I think it's been cut down now. I only got 2 sticks from it, but this is purely just to get this blacksmith hammer, which we're going to make with this iron. Now, to make a blacksmith hammer, you also need an anvil and forge. You also need level 30, I believe it's level 30 construction. Construct simple wooden objects. You can also construct this. This is basically your first method of smithing or forging. You'll be able to forge tools, you'll be able to forge armour parts, and you'll be able to forge weapons. As you can see here, we've got a little weapon stand. Check that out. There's a falchion, a heavy crossbow, and a Nordic or a Norse axe sitting on it. But if we look inside, check that out. This is the armour that my guild members won in the event that was hosted. I believe it was on Sunday night. It was hosted, and it was everybody versus myself. And one of the winnables or one of the prizes was this full breastplate at quality 100, and it is insanely tough. This is proper armour. This is like knight's armour. But as you can see here, we've got battle axes and war axes. We've also got some practice weapons. We've got a whole bunch of crossbows. Check this out. We've got a morning star. Look at that bad boy. That's a deadly piece of kit, that. We've also got some arrows. We've got some feathers in here to make arrows. But we don't have any bolts, though. That's one thing we're missing. And we have a shield in here, a targe shield, which is really important for blocking those damn attacks. So let's check our iron. So as you can see, it's starting to cook. There's a little band right here, and what that'll do is it's going from cold to very warm or very hot. It's basically going to be absolutely molten by the end of this furnace or this smelting period. And this thing right here I'm standing on, ladies and gentlemen, is what we make charcoal out of. So what you need to make charcoal is you need... Oh, have we not got any hardwood billets? We're not getting any hardwood billets? We've got no hardwood billets. Oh, softwood billets. That's not what we need. We need hardwood. Okay, so there's no hardwood. But basically you get 10 to 20 hardwood billets, and what you would do is... Why is there iron in there? Okay, I don't understand why there's iron in there. My guildies are weird. Anyway, what you would do is you would fire it up, put the billets in here, press this button, and then use the bellows until it is at 1,000 degrees. Or you can use it just so it's touching 1,500, but it will burn insanely quickly. Now you need to keep an eye on your kiln to make sure that the hardwood doesn't actually burn out. Remember to keep stocking it up. If you use 10, one is going to be used to light the fire, and a second one is going to be used to keep it lit. Okay, so you're only going to be using 8 billets. Just remember to keep that in mind. That also goes when you put 20 in. It's going to use one to fire it up, and a second one to actually keep it lit for a long time or a long period, which means you'll only get 18 out of it. But you'll still get a substantial amount. You'll get 40, I think it's 4 bits of charcoal per billet, which means you could get 40 units of charcoal, which is really good. That's a really good starting point. What's in this? What is in here? Show me what's in here. Ah, flax. We also need flax for linen rope, which is really important. We'll need that for advanced bows, crossbows, and wow, he is levitating. Johan, you are levitating. That's impressive. In fact, let's just stand and watch and see if he moves, right? Do you see that? Oh my god. Oh, that's hilarious. That's brilliant. I love that. That's amazing. This game has a few wee bugs, but some of them are just hilarious to watch. That one's a prime example. Look at him. He's skating. He's not even moving his arms. That is amazing. We've also built a small plaster house. Now, inside this small plaster house, there's not very much. However, this can hold, I believe, 2 or 3 people. You've got a room here, and then you've got a room through here. Now, somebody was nice enough to make themselves a simple bed instead of the whole guild. Everybody else is sleeping in sleeping bags, but this person is sleeping in a nice bed, a nice comfy bed. I wonder who that is. Strax. He's also got a spinning wheel outside. Now, this is used to make hanks of wool and silk, and you know, the kind of things you're going to need to make clothing. That's weird. Look at that. That is strange. Let's check our furnace again now. It must be past halfway. Have you noticed that I keep pressing use bellows? This is to keep the charcoal very hot so the iron itself burns quicker. Now I'm gonna show you something, guys. Look at this. We found silver and we've found gold. Wonder who that is. Who's that? That's Quebec. We found gold and we found silver. Now gold is very hard to smelt. I think we'll need to use a bloomery to smelt this. We can use the silver in the furnaces for right now. That is why my claim is now upgraded. Check this out. A fine monument. It has gone from a simple wooden looking monument to a nice refined stone monument, and you can see it's got big inscriptions on it. I think you can make that out if it wasn't a wee bit too bright. Yeah, like up there, like kind of runes. That's awesome. I love the tiered version of this, the fine monument. It also looks like a proper Norse sword, like, you know, the kind of Godfrey sword with a very small handle, a big pommel, a small handle, and a big blade, a big straight blade. So again, let's keep checking our furnace. We need to keep checking this. Now I'm gonna let you guys in on this. It's 5 units of ore per bar. It's 2 units of ore per 2 lumps, I believe it is, and it's 20 bits of ore per 1 ingot. So we need to make 1 iron ingot, and we're going to fire this up eventually as well, and I'll show you what I use. Okay, so I'll take you up here, guys. This is a really cool bit as well. This is where all of our stone comes from. Check this out. We have mined right into the side of this. Check this out. There's Frederick with his spear and his lovely metal pickaxe. As you can see, there's the mine right there. See if I go down here. Check this out. There's some iron on the floor. An iron vein. Iron up there. And iron right here. Check that out. I can see you. I can see your ass. Ew. Anyway. This is our claim now. And it's taking off pretty quickly. We've also planted a whole bunch of trees. A whole bunch of lovely high quality trees, which means we will be getting lovely high quality wood and materials from those logs. How good is this? We've also got one of these, a cart. Now this can be used to transport goods, but as you saw, I think it was Johan move up here, you saw a trader cart. That can hold soil, stone, or should I say rock. It can hold sand. This big thing right here, if I go inside it, as you can see, it's got some dirt and it's got lots of stone, and it can hold a lot. Look, 1200 storage capacity. And you've also noticed as well from the previous episode that some shacks have disappeared. That is because this big stone house can hold 16 people, and what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to bind to it. So I'm going to set my home in there. There are 2 free rooms left, which means 14 people have actually claimed into that building. I think it's 16. I can't remember. But at the same time, what we can do here is we can destroy this. Now watch what happens. I'm basically the guild leader, so I can only do this. And boom, there it goes. It disappears. It's been destroyed. It's been removed from the world. So now I can spawn on this house instead of my tiny plaster shack. It's more secure in this stone house as well. I can put things in there without people going in and taking it. So, oh, our iron is almost done. Let's use the bellows one more time. See, we've not got the smelting options yet. As soon as we have the smelting options, then we can smelt it. So what's in this box? Let's see what's in this crate. Ooh, check that out, guys. Check that out. Some iron tools, some materials, some silver, some copper, some components, some locks. How cool is that? These are all the things that you can make whilst smelting. You can make lumps. These lumps right here, these silver lumps, you can make ingots, you can make bars, and you can refine them into components, you can refine them into tools. It's a really cool thing to do here. Smelting and blacksmithing is the most enjoyable skill I find in this game. Okay, let's use one more time, and there we go. We can recycle, but we don't want to recycle, we want to smelt. So let's click on that, and let's click iron ingot. Produce one, please. And he goes into an animation as if he's actually pouring or getting it poured into the crucible. And if we press I, there we go, we have one ingot. Now what we can do now is we can go over here, manage this. It doesn't have any charcoal in. You need charcoal to fire this up to actually use it. So let's just take 4 right now. Put it in there. Put it in there. Fire it up. And there we go. It is now fired. We can now right click it. Smelting. Forging. Forge metal tools. Let's get a blacksmith's hammer. I'll show you what he does. Check that out. He's hammering an imaginary anvil. How awesome is that? But I'm making a blacksmith hammer. The next thing I'm going to make is a crucible and tongs. Oh no! It's been broken! That's okay, we've got 3 of these things. So, let's keep smelting. Let's smelt one more ingot. Let's mass produce them so we get 2. In fact, let's not do that. Let's manage the smelting. And let's go to smelting. Let's get a lump of iron. Now I'm going to leave this auto-generating these lumps. What I'm going to use these for is for nails and for crossbow ammunition. Now I'm going to show you guys how to make crossbow ammunition as well. Maybe I'll show you how to make a crossbow as well. Let's find out after I've done all of these lumps now. I believe I said it, I think it's 2 ore per 2 lumps. I might be lying in saying it's 1. So let's check my skill book. My smelting is at 32. It is slowly increasing, as you can see. My forging, as you can see here, is very low. It won't go past 29 because I need my smelting to be level 60. But look at what you can craft as a forging, as a proper blacksmith. Look, maximum quality, you can produce weapons as well. You can craft household objects, weapons from iron, weapons from steel. Exceptional steel tools and weapons. Oh, excuse me. And more 20 plus quality, 20% quality boosts, and a unique name, weapons increased chance. Now I think I used it all. No, I didn't use it all, so let's keep mass producing them. And as you can see in my inventory, I have 18 here. I've already produced 20, and I believe that's 10 lumps of ore. I just saw there as well, I correct myself. It's 1 bit of ore for 2 lumps. It's a very good thing to level up your smelting. If you are very low in your smelting skill, put in maybe 60 of your ore, put it into the furnace, and all you have to do is create lumps. So let's get the last 5. Everybody here is busy at work. Oh, hello Quebec. And who's that? Ned. I wonder what they're doing. Oh, they're in the chest. They're in the chest in front of me. I thought they needed my attention there. Now I know you saw me just stack them. Don't worry about it. We're just going to make some low quality ammo. That is okay. That is still good. Because the crossbow is a punching weapon. As soon as it hits you hard. Right? So let's just fire that off. Now, what do we need now? What do you need now to create your ammo? You need to right click your knife, go to bowcraft, click bowcraft, and you can create a whole array of different bows, and you can create a crossbow. You can also create different units of ammo. Now, I need some hardwood billets. Now let's attach our saw. This is our saw. That's our saw. Okay. Oh, that as well. Let's equip our hammer, our new found hammer. And let's go up to the other anvil and forge, and let's get our crucible and tongs. That's what we need to do. So let's go up here. jump over this. That's weird. That's weird. That's really weird. So as you can see, oh, let's turn that back on. Forge. Did he just turn that off? You cheeky bugger. Let's get our crucible and tongs. There's Alex with his spear and his shield. We have a lot of spear and shield wielding individuals in this guild because it's the first proper weapon you can get besides an axe or a mace. So now we can open up, and there we go. There's our crucible and tongs. It's quality 4, it's not great, I know, it's not the greatest, but we've still got it, which is a good thing. So let's go see if we can find some hardwood logs lying about the place. I know my guild cut down some of these logs. Oh, some welcome news as well. I'm increasing the server slots from 32 to 64 as soon as this episode drops. There's some logs in the ground. Okay. Okay, that's fair enough. Do what you guys want to do, I'll do what I want to do. Anyway, I'm increasing it to 64 because, as you can see if I go to players, there's currently already 28 players in this game, in this server. Now, 4 more spaces get taken up and it's now full. So, to compensate for the amount of people that are joining the server, and I love you guys, thank you so much for joining this server. A lot of nice folk have joined this server. We've got a few raiders as well, which is really good. There'll be some PvP maybe in the coming days. Or, in fact, I've broken a bone here. That's not very good. I kind of jumped off a high area and I broke a bone, which is not very good. But you should see some PvP soon. Maybe in the next week or so, you might see that. So let's cut down this elm tree. We're only going to use this to create our ammo. It's very slow. It is very slow. I apologise for it being slow. I really should have made a metal axe. This would really speed it up and make it a lot better for you guys to watch. So let's just. Oh, I hate the noise. I hate the noise. I hate that noise. So let's saw out some billets. Okay. Now, my carpentry is at level 90. I have been sawing boards, billets, I've been sawing logs, crazy amounts of stuff. So, this should really go fast, but the reason why it goes so slow is because I have a primitive saw. That is mainly the reason. If this was a metal saw, it would be a lot faster. Then the next episode, I will probably have metal tools by then because the guild is active. They're very active actually. I think we've got about 12 or 13 members now. Now, when I increase this to 64 players, I'm probably going to only accept about 15 people into this guild because it's not really fair on you guys when I have a huge guild on this server. We're not actually aggressive. The only reason we brandish our weapons is in case anybody who feels like they want to kill us try to come towards us and, well, the inevitable try and kill us. That's the only reason we have our weapons on us. Right, we've got 4 billets. Let's right click our knife, go to bowcraft, and let's create some bolts. Let's mass produce them. Now this will be quite slow because again, I'm using a primitive tool. I'm trying to get the point across here, folks, is if you use iron or steel tools, the amount of time used or the amount of time needed is very, very, very small because you've got a refined tool, something that refines items very quickly. Whereas if you use a flint saw, you're going to be there all day trying to get these done. So, I'm also going to show you what you need to actually make a crossbow. And if you get your slinger to level 30 or 60, you can use a crossbow and a simple bow very early on in the game. Now that grants you, if you have your footman at level 30, you can use a war axe, so you have a melee weapon. You can also use a primitive axe. A primitive axe? No, a primitive shield, sorry. Did I not get Oh, I only had 30 lumps. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yep. Okay. So we've now got our bolts, right? The bolts are quality 8. They're not great, but we've got 15 of them, which is enough ammo to take down your standard player that has no armour on. They're very hard hitting, but they're slow to reload. Now, as I was saying with the skill book as well, in combat, if you have level 30 or 60 in Slinger, you can immediately use simple bows and light crossbows. That allows you to use missile capabilities, which means you're technically a ranger. You're like a Viking. Vikings, well, I'm not very accurate on Viking history, but I knew they used axes because they were very cheap, and in this game they are very cheap too. The circular, the targe shields, which I'll show you right here. Check this out. At level 60 footman, you can use a targe shield. Now if you look at this thing, guys, check that. That's a lot of protection. Your legs aren't protected, but your main body parts are protected. You can peek over the top of the shield very easily, and this blocks a lot of damage. It is a very good shield for a very early game. You can also use a primitive shield. Now these are kind of rubbish. They're rubbish. They're only good for skilling up, and they look like... Oh, that's 4 targe shields. I wonder if I can find a primitive one. There should be some primitive ones around here. But anyway, the primitive ones look like really broken. It looks like somebody's glued a bunch of sticks together, put a rope on it, and using it as a shield. That is exactly what it looks like. So let me just reattach my Bec De Corbin. Where is it? There, it's there. Let's reattach that because my Bec De Corbin is an absolute beast. Now I'm going to show you what to use to make a crossbow. Now you won't get a crossbow immediately. You need level 30 in your bowcraft, which is this skill. This one right here, bowcraft. So you need 60, 30 or 60 in this skill, carpentry, and you can use that to skill up your bowcraft. Now the best way to kind of make the bowcraft grind in levels is create a load of simple bows. They only require rope and 1 branch. Very, very, very cheap, but very effective if you get a good high quality one. The next short bow is this one. You're not going to need that because that requires linen rope, and that is kind of mid-game weaponry you're looking at there. Now check the light crossbow. You require 1 component. Now to make components, you need a blacksmith hammer, you need level 0 or 30 forging, and you need common bars to make these, and you get 2 common bars. I think you get 2 components or 4 components per 2 bars, I think it is. I can't remember, can't quite accurately remember. All you need is a hardwood board and 2 rope. A very cheap, deadly weapon. Very cheap and deadly weapon. And as I'll show you down here, if I run over here, we have 10 of these 10 of these things. They are hard hitting and they are super powerful. So to actually fire a crossbow, you need to equip both the ammo and the crossbow. So check this out. So when you press R, press 4, you go into a loading animation. Check that out. Everybody thinks I'm actually attacking somebody. But no, check this out. Trespassers. But anyway, check this out. Now you can't... I know the rope hasn't actually like went back or anything, but if you go into first person mode and you run onto a high area, you hold in left click, and did you see that? It goes back, it loads itself, it automatically loads itself. So if I press C and I let go of this, look how far that goes. Now look at the skill that I'm using here. I'm using Archer and it's not even above 30 yet, and did you see how far it went? That is why this weapon is a very good defensive weapon, especially if you're defending from high ground. It is very effective against any type of armour, specifically plate armour. Plate armour will bend and weaken because of these bolts. They are flying at some rate and they will pack a punch. You can make hardened bolts, which are like bodkin tipped. You can make dull bolts, which are a plate user's worst enemy. You can also use I think it's firework bolts. Let me just double check that. Bowcraft. Firework bolt. Check how much you actually need to make that. But with arrows, you can also create fire arrows which cause burning damage. How cool is that? So folks, this has been a little episode on what we've been up to so far on the Let's Play, the stone house and a few other things, and the weapons we've gathered in our time here. So folks, if you've enjoyed this episode, leave a little like, it helps me out greatly. If you're enjoying this series and you want to follow along with its progress, leave a little subscription. Remember, ring the little bell and you stay up to date with the progress of this Let's Play and other videos that I'm doing on Banished and possibly the MMO when it releases for its possible Wave 1 CB4 or Wave 2, which is the open beta of Life is Feudal, the MMO. So folks, from myself and my brand new stone house and our well equipped guildies, I'm Mr. Feudal. I'll see you all later.